Hello, brothers and sisters. I know it's been a while, but I've been under the weather. I had no voice, literally. So I have a lot of uploading to do. So for any new subscribers, thank you for joining my channel. I really appreciate your support. Today, the word that the Most High has had on my spirit the last couple of days, while I was under the weather, I still, was tapping into the spirit. It's called No One Is Irreplaceable. And it came about because the Most High had me go back and read the books of Moses. And so he was just basically saying, like, by reading the book, and Moses was leading the Hebrew Israelites to the promised land, he got so frustrated with the Hebrews because they just complained and complained, and they never gave the Most High gratitude for what he was doing for them. They didn't see what he was doing for them. But the main reason for this, saying that no one is irreplaceable, is because the Most High is basically saying to all the prophetic voices that's on YouTube, or just period on any platform, that we have to be careful when we are putting out words to not mislead the people. Make sure that we're hearing these words from him and we're not getting too cocky or just too into, the glory and the people that look up to us and that, say, they're thankful for it and stuff like that. And we're not taking the glory and the praises, because the glory and the praise goes to the Most High, not us. We're just servants of the Most High. We're just doing his will. But sometimes this can get to people's head and they can do too much. And that's what happened with Moses when he was leading the Hebrew Israelites to the promised land. He was supposed to always hear from the Most High before he did anything. He's supposed to hear the Spirit from the Most High and then do what he was told. But when he was taking them into their promised land and they kept complaining about being thirsty, instead of him hearing the Most High tell him, go do this and get water, he took the staff and hit the rock and got water without the Most High telling him to. So he took it up on himself. He did not hear from the Most High. And sometimes this can happen with us as well. We're just like Moses. We're just like Noah. We're just like any of his prophets, our forefathers. We're just like them, We have to be careful. And this does not exempt me either. I'm very careful. I always make sure I go back and get confirmation before I make a video or say anything, because the last thing I want to do is mislead any soul to the wrong place. So he's saying, be careful, make sure that you are getting confirmation before you put out a video. Don't just put it out because you're seeing a lot of other prophetic voices putting out videos and it looks popular to you or it sounds good and you'll get a lot of views. Don't do anything based off your own mindset or anything based off your own, just going off your own ways. Everything that has something to do with his children and the people you're supposed to be leading to the promised land needs to be coming from him and nobody else. So he wanted me to point this out. He had me go all the way back and read things that I've read millions of times just to point this out to any of his children he has on here. He's uplifting to become a prophetic voice later on. There's some in training right now. So he said, make sure you always hear from him. And if you question it, you need to go and get confirmation from him and say, is this you speaking to me? And he will always confirm it. And he'll keep telling you time and time and time again. I even did it with this word. I said, are you sure? And he kept saying, yes. And I want you to release it today. So I'm saying this to say that we have to be very careful because Moses was not obedient and he took things on his own. He was banned from the promised land. He told him, you cannot go into the promised land. And Moses tried to beg him and plead, and he told him he didn't want to hear any more about it. He was banned from the promised land. Once he led the Hebrews there, he could not go in the promised land. And Joshua took his place. So he's basically saying anyone can be replaced. So we have to be careful and not take things into our own hands, because we're honored to be a servant of the Most High. But we have to be careful with that too. So I just want to come and say that, because the Most High instructed me to do it, and I'm going to be obedient and do it. Whatever he tells me to do, of course. So I hope you got this word and you understand what this means, and you have a great day. Always much love and all praises to the Most High.